Hey guys, what's up? I just wanted to make a video kind of doing a quick update on my farm, and it is summertime, so I'm sure a lot of people are battling heat, and this is kind of what I'm doing to battle heat. So this is an open air rig, and the cards, you know, they weren't like hot because I have them inside this house, but if I didn't have the AC down really down to like 75, they would start to get hot. So what I did is I got Bitcoin ASIC mining fans. They're Delta 2.7 amp, 6,000 RPM fans. And then I got a little fan controller on Amazon. It's one of these little tiny fan controllers on Amazon. And that seems to work pretty good. Now I do have the airflow blowing onto the cards because none of these cards are Founders Editions. Basically none of them are blower style cards. So if they're not blower style cards, you can actually have the airflow blowing over them this way, and it makes a massive improvement in temperatures. So as you can see right now, those are the temperatures, and these are all high powered cards, 3080s and 3080 Ti's, and they are just really good. So you know, it is kind of warm in this room. It's probably 79 in this room or so. So that's one thing I'm doing, and I'm adding these fans. They do vibrate. You know, they're a powerful fan. So you got to put, you know, double-sided sticky tape or some type of little insulator so it doesn't vibrate the heck out of the cage. When I first put these on, they would vibrate and make all kinds of noise. But now they're running really smooth. As you can see, I also put some strips in between them. And the amount of airflow these put out is just absolutely insane. So that's what I'm going to start doing. And I'll show you the reasons why I'm starting to build open air frame cases like this. Because I do have a lot of server cases, but I'll show you what I'm doing with that. Also, that has something to do with these really long USB cables. These are 6-foot USB 3.0 cables I'm starting to use for these cards. So let's go out in the garage and I'll kind of show you what I'm doing out there. Okay, so don't mind the mess. It is very messy out here as we are just moving. So, but this is kind of what I have going for heat control. I know it's going to be very loud out here, so I'm going to try to talk loud into the phone. So I pretty much have this box here as a baffle. Okay, that is pretty much a baffle for all of my cold air. And what was going on is if it got over 90 degrees outside, it would get to about 105 in here really fast. So I bought that evaporator cooler, and now that sits outside hooked up to a hose, and that pumps in cold air all day long. Now when it gets up to in the 98s, 102s outside, it's only 98, 102 inside my garage, with cooled, chilled air about 15 degrees cooler than what's outside being pumped in behind the rig by that fan and that fan too, which helps distribute the cool air from the cooler. So, and here's all my server cases, right? So here's what I'm starting to do. My old open air rigs. With those new open air rigs, what I am starting to do is I'm building them like this. Here's a 33080 rig, right? And what's going on is these V-Tree-Chews, if you have high powered cards like these cards in them, you max out the power supply really fast. So this has 3 open slots in it with no cards because I can't do power. So what I'm starting to do is I'm starting to run long USB cables inside like that, and I plug in little risers in. Then I'm running the graphics cards on the risers up above it in an open air case, so, and off different power supplies. So this works great because they're not tied together on power just by a USB cable, so you don't have to worry about power cycling or cards running with half power on one power supply and on another power supply. All that you don't have to worry about, and you can use all of your slot space without buying more processors, RAM, and motherboards. You know, instead of having like 4 or 5 cards in there, I can use all 8 now. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to be putting those Delta fans on the front here to blow air over it to make it cool. And I'll flip it around. But yeah, that's kind of what it looks like in here. Those are all 3060 Ti's and 3070s. Those are full though. You can do 8 of those in those with 3060 Ti's, 3070s. I'm hosting for my dad, that's what all that is. But just this corner and what you saw inside is 5.74 gigahash. So I am on my way to 6 gigahash. I got 14 cards on order, two 3080 Ti's, A4000 or A2000, I mean, a 3060, and then 10 1660 Supers. And I already have a 12 1660 Super rig up here, and it does amazing. So I'm going to update those. I'm probably going to flip these fans around since I don't have any more blower style cards on there. That'll help. But yeah, that's kind of my farm update, what I'm doing to keep cool. The evap cooler here in my really dry climate works amazing. So that, I couldn't be running without that. I'm loving it. You know, you guys can see all my PDUs down there. It's a mess because I keep rearranging rigs, but yeah, it's coming along nicely. So I got 14 more cards to add in the next 2 weeks when they all show up. And I'll do some videos on that. And I'll do more updates on these open air rigs as I start taking up all these slots. So you can see down here, there's a slot missing there. There's a slot missing there because there's 10 3080s in that rig. And you can't really do more than 10 3080s in there if you want to be able to mine Ravencoin. And that's how I have everything set up, power, so we can mine Ravencoin. It's all mining ETH right now, but I want to be able to switch back and forth to Raven and ETH. And that's kind of hard to do when, you know, Raven takes, you know, a good 20% more power or so. So now I'm starting to just, like I said, build these open air rigs, run cables into those slots, and we'll see how that works out. So that's kind of my update on my farm, and yeah, so all the heat goes right out that exhaust fan. So until next time, guys, stay cool out there, and let me know of any questions or any videos you guys want to see. If you guys want to see any how-to videos or anything like that.